Marco, good to see you. Will Rodrigo Muniz and Emil Smith-Rowe be available this weekend?
Probably, we're almost sure Rodrigo is going to be unfortunately out from the next game. Let's see after that, but even for the other, straight away after, is going to be very difficult to have him back. Unfortunately for us, is a big miss. And Emil Smith-Rowe is working with the team throughout the week so far, and we have another session, as you know, tomorrow, and after we are going to take a decision. But looks is going to be in contention to the game.
And Harry Wilson made his comeback against Chelsea. Is he in a position to start, or is it still a case of managing his minutes now?
Both situations can happen, to be honest. Both. Ryan Sessegnon is doing very well on the left, on the right. He's helping the team in a very good way. Took his chance definitely with goals, with assists, and all that stuff. Harry, as you know, is always a threat, and we can use him from the start, from the bench. I understand the question. This was a long period out of the games and training sessions too, but he's in a good shape. Needs game time, definitely is in a good shape. And from the start or from the bench, just I need to decide. He's going to be definitely involved, because we need his goals, we need his assists as well, because he's being very important for us.
5 matches left to play. There's still an opportunity to do something very special this season. Are you pleased with how it's gone, or is there frustration because you always talk about the fact that you feel like you could have more points than what you do now?
Okay, but in football you could have more points, definitely. Related with our performance, yes, I think most of the people that follow ourselves and analyze our games, the opinion should not be very different, to be honest, because many of the games that we drop some points, or we haven't won or we got points, we deserve probably something more, but that is Premier League, and we have to understand and to see that as a learning point for us, because if you perform most of the times in a way that you should deserve something more, most of that moment you should get points as well, and you have to have the right balance to analyze the things deeper and to prepare better ourselves in the future to don't happen again in many different ways. But going direction from your question, is being a great season, definitely. Of course, in the end of the season we have to analyze and to make the comments on it more clear, because as you said, you have 5 games to play for and 15 points to fight for, and we want really to be focused on that, and after to let the analysis for the end of the season. But so far, yes, progress on the team, definitely, for us to be able to fight like you are fighting, to be in the position that you are, with the chance to fight to be even higher on the table right now, show the progress from the team, the quality that we have been playing. But now is a moment for us to focus the games that you have to play, and let the analysis for the end of the season.
And it's Saturday, therefore, a game that you must win if you're to stay in the hunt to do something special and potentially qualify for Europe this season.
The next one is very important for us. We come from 2 bad results in different games. I think last Sunday clearly we deserve much more from the game. Was a great first half from ourselves. Probably with more killer instinct, we should have scored the second goal and create a completely different scenario for our opposition side. And the second half, they reacted well, and they created some problems for us. Even the result was very harsh for us, in my opinion. My opinion was probably a draw in that game. And you have to react. For us, doesn't matter really the position they are. I understand when people look for Southampton right now and they see that they are relegated, all that stuff, and nothing more to fight for, and sometimes happen the opposite. Last game is a good example. They went away from home and they got a point, and they make it difficult for West Ham, and football is like that. Don't have nothing guaranteed in this level that we are playing. If you want, and definitely want, you have the desire to get back in a winning ways away from home, we have to be at a very good level to win the game against Southampton. Simple as that. And it's a very important 3 points for us to bounce back and to boost again ourselves, the fans, and everybody that loves the football club.
As you mentioned, Southampton already relegated, having come up last season. This week we see Burnley have gone back up and they were relegated last year. Without talking about those two clubs in particular, how difficult is it to stop that yo-yo which you've had to do here at Fulham after so many seasons going up and then going down before you arrived?
It's very, very difficult. You can feel it. We don't know what is going to happen this season with all the three clubs, that they are going to be relegated or not. But just show that the gap is getting bigger. Definitely, of course, the biggest clubs in Championship, they have great quality. Some of them with a great history behind them and great fan base definitely there. One of them that is already promoted, you know what I'm talking about. Leeds, the great fan base they have and all that stuff, and their history as a football club too. But the gap is getting bigger. The last two seasons they are a good example of it. Of course, what's happened three seasons ago with us and the other two clubs that they were promoted is not something that happen often. The three they still playing in Premier League, and the three they are in the top half of the table and all that stuff. Show that it's very difficult to achieve it. Show that it's getting more complicated. And of course, what we did achieve was important, was crucial for the future of this club. Now we are looking for different things and cannot stand still, because in Premier League is so demanding and so tough that you cannot stand still. You have to look always to progress and to grow, because if you don't think in this way, you are going to be in trouble sooner or later, and this is the focus on ourselves. But yes, the gap is getting bigger. Of course, all the clubs that they are promoted, they are going to prepare themselves as better as they can, because some of them they have a huge history in Premier League too.
As you say, the gap is getting bigger, it seems. So what is the key to being able to stay up, having done that yourself with Fulham? This is your third consecutive season. You're going to a fourth consecutive season in the Premier League now.
Okay, many different things depending from the club, depending from your preparation, your squad. I cannot talk about the others. I can just about ourselves and what we did. And I think we have been showing and demonstrate quality and progression in our football club, in the way we want to play, in the players that we want them in our football club. And step by step, I think we are going to go in the direction that the club deserves, really, and the club is right now where it belongs, in my opinion, and is being hard work from everyone that works in the football club, all the staffs, all people around myself and the football players. But you are never satisfied. We want always more, and the aim is to think always higher and to aim higher, because I think we have the chance to do it. Thank you very much.
Hi Marco, good to see you.
Good to see you.
You said just then that it's been a great season. As a manager, for you personally, are periods like this reasons why you're involved in the game? 5 games left to go, still so much to play for. For you, is this almost the time that excites you the most?
Definitely. If you want to be successful, you work for this type of things. Different clubs, you can be fighting to be champion, to be fighting to be playing semi-finals, like some clubs they are going to play in some few days as well, the FA Cup and all that stuff. But the reality that within your goals as a football club, if you are able to arrive in the last stage of the seasons with a chance to fight for, I think it's for that you work. If I told you, and I have changed from the first day, if I told you from the first Premier League match or before the first Premier League match, when you start these pre-match conferences, that our goal was to be in the top half of the table, I didn't change throughout the season. I said from that moment when you lost 4 or 5 players from our starting 11 and we're rebuilding again our squad, I told that is going to be our target. And if you are right now in a position that was our aim and our goal now, if you are here, we have the chance to fight for something, and we are going to fight. Nothing to change, and it's because that we have worked so hard throughout the season, is to be here now in a decisive moment for us, and you have to face it, embrace the challenge that is ahead of us.
So with that in mind then, does that show just how far this club has come in the last few years? The fact that if you were to miss out on a a top 10, a Premier League top half position this season, there would be so much disappointment. Is that what shows just how far you've come?
Definitely, yes, and show the ambition as well. Because for me, as a manager, is going to be I can show more precautions in the beginning of the season when I felt that I lost or we lost 4 or 5 players from the starting 11. We were in a moment rebuilding our squad again, and I didn't show at all any precaution. I looked forward and I am higher in that moment, and that was our target. And it's not now that I'm going to have these precautions. We are going to see what is going to happen in the end of the season. Now I want just all the players ready to fight. Unfortunately, we have some injuries in some important players right now that is creating a slightly different scenario for us and difficult scenario for us. Rodrigo is a good example, and some of the others, like we had last week, this drop of Emil Smith-Rowe with his back injury from him and all that stuff, plus Reece Nelson. But these are the players that we have ready, that we are going to fight for something important, and showed how far you come really. And we are in a position right now that all the Fulham fans, they have to be proud. Of course, I know that they wanted us to see us in probably semi-finals of FA Cup like we wanted as well. We wanted so much like them, and probably they want us to win the last 2 games, and we didn't. But the reality that we are here ready to fight, and we need their help. We need them with us, because believe me, they need to be proud of the football players that we have in our group.
In terms of Southampton, it was 0-0 when you met back in December. Simon Rusk was also in charge back then. Tactically, are you expecting a similar game this time around? Is it about breaking them down?
When the game starts, we are going to see it. But analysing that game that they play in a different circumstances, I have to say was a difficult period for them last December when they first came after the change of the manager. Right now, it's not that they are in a better table position, but their future about Premier League or Championship is already clear for them, and probably the game can be different or not. But analysing the last 2 games they played, the approach was more or less the same. The approach was similar, compact block, the 5 at the back, and not many risks in the way they approach the game. And let's see how the game is going to start, or what is going to be their approach. I'm 100% sure that our approach is not going to change.
Alex Iwobi's goal the other day means that he has officially had his best ever season in terms of attacking stats, whether that's goal involvements or goals overall in the Premier League. He's 28 years old, but it's his 10th Premier League season. Do you think he's actually getting better with age, Alex Iwobi? Are there still improvements for him to make going forward?
He's getting better, 100% sure, and 100% sure too is still many things for him to improve. But I'm very pleased with that stats or numbers from him, because I was the responsible for him to join Everton in that season, and was one of the conversations. And when he set some goals, for him was clear to improve individual aspects from his game, to be much more goal involvements and all that stuff, and the product that was really important. Okay, the spell was not long with me there. I had the chance last season to bring him back to work with me back to London. Not first time in Fulham, but back to London. Last season was the best season from him, and this season is being a great one. Okay, one period a bit not always ups and ups, because it's part of the season from a football player. But in terms of numbers, he's being the best season, assists and goals, and playing in some different positions, from the left, from the right, a little bit more inside. The reality that is helping the team, improving clear the end product from his game. I think more mature right now, more clear the things for him, be able to score with the right and with the left foot. That is not the first goal with the left footed from him, was not something usual in Alex Iwobi's game in the past as well. And you have to be really pleased. But the first one that should be pleased and looking forward for more and aiming more has to be Alex, because he knows that I'm going to demand from him more. But yes, he's being very good. Let's hope he can help us with more goals and assists the last 5 games of the season.
Lovely, thank you. Just finally from me, I know we checked on Rodrigo and Emil's injuries. Everyone else okay in the squad? Anyone else we need to know about?
Right now, yes, it's just Rodrigo is completely out of the game, unfortunately for us, plus Chris Nelson, as you know. All the others, until now, they are okay.